class. I hope you all are safe at your home, right? Okay, today we will start about the fertilization. Yesterday we had discussed about the pollination. Pollination means transfer of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of the style simply. And when the pollen grain reaches to the stigma, then the fertilization process takes place. Then what is the fertilization? Actually it is the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete, actually is called the fertilization. So today we will discuss the various process or various like you can say that the parts which involve in the fertilization in case of plants, right? Because we are discussing about the fertilization in plants only. Firstly, first process in fertilization is the germination of pollen grain and growth of pollen tube. How it is occur actually during the fertilization. You know that this is the stigma, style and ovary, which consists the embryo sac, which have the synergic cells, egg cell, the antibodal cell and the polar cell, right, which is covered by a layer is called the nucellus simply. Then the pollen grains from the stigma, from the anther attach or stick over the stigma. This process is called the pollination. After the pollination, the process of fertilization has started. How it is started? When the pollen is attached to the stigma, stigma have various organic substances like the fat, the protein and the resin, which are present actually in the fluid of the stigma. These substances are present. The composition of these substances, if will be same to the composition of the pollen grain, then the pollen tube has been arised. Why it is occurred? Because it proved that it belonged to the same species. If the composition of the stigma and the pollen grain is different, it means the pollen grain is of different species, because it is occur cross pollination. In case of cross pollination, there is possibility the pollen grain of another species of another plant may be stick over the stigma of another species simply. So in that case the stigma show the discardation of the pollen grain. The pollen grain is discarded, it means there is no pollen tube will be formed in that condition when the pollen grain is of different species on the different stigma, because the pollination or the fertilization is actually takes place in the same species. For example, you can say that the Calotropis pollen grain cannot be fertilized to the egg of the mango plant. Are you get it what I said? The pollen grain of Calotropis cannot be fertilized to the egg of the mango or any other species, you can say that. So this composition of stigma is actually decide the pollen grain is of the same species or not. If the composition of these substances is same in the pollen grain, so it will be possible. So when the pollen grains stick over the stigma, the next step is the formation of pollen tube. Generally the formation of pollen tube is siphonogamy. It means the tube is arise. From here the male gamete goes to the female for the fertilization of the female gametes, through which actually with the help of the with the migration of the style actually. Generally, in case of plant, siphonogamy kind of fertilization takes place. It means through the pollen tube. Pollen tube is arised. Generally, if the pollen tube is more than 2, what will happen? We know that the structure of the pollen grain, the external layer is the exine, the internal layer is the intine simply, and there are the germ pore are present where the sporopollenin is actually absent in that condition. So the intine, when exosmosis takes place, when the pollen grain stick here, they start the absorption of these substances, and due to endoosmosis the intine layer become burst up and it comes out in the form of a tube, because there is a very narrow space is present in the intine layer of the pollen grain. So tube form of intine is arised. So this is called the pollen tube actually. If in any species the pollen tube, more than 2 or 3 pollen tube are there present, that condition is called the polysiphony. right? Generally, maximum there are 9 to 14 pollen tube are present, but only one pollen tube goes inside the tissue of the style actually. So this is about the formation of the pollen tube and growth of the pollen tube. Next, how the pollen tube goes or grow into the style. Actually, the style tissue decide where the pollen tube goes and through which way the pollen tube can go into the female embryo sac for the fusion of egg simply. So generally in few cases it is a hollow structure, so easily the pollen tube goes into the style, through the style goes into the embryo sac simply. But in few cases it is made up of a solid tissue, solid substances are present, so pollen tube cannot be goes in that condition. So what will happen in that condition, there is an enzyme is called the pectinase. Pectinase enzyme is released by the pollen tube, the male gamete actually. When the pectinase is released, it starts the digestion of the tissue of the style, which is solid in nature actually. So because of the pectinase, the pollen tube easily can go into the from the style into the embryo sac. So this is the method. So pollen tube goes into the embryo sac. There are various entry level of pollen tube are different. For example, maybe the pollen tube goes with the micropyle region. This is called the porogamy. When the pollen tube goes with the chalaza region is called the chalazogamy, or in some condition maybe with the help of integument, so this is called the porogamy simply, right? So there is different method for goes of pollen tube from the chalaza, from the micropyle, and with the help of integument. So it can be goes from anywhere simply, right? Next is the entry of pollen tube. When the pollen tube is entered, then from where it goes actually enter. It may be entered through the micropyle. Then if it goes from the micropyle, then it goes with the help of the wall of the micropyle synergid cell and wall of the embryo cell, or it maybe goes with the help of the wall of the embryo sac on integument maybe, or it can be goes with the help of wall of the chalaza or through the antipodal cells, you can say that. So these are the different ways through which the pollen tube actually enters, right? Next is the entry of pollen tube into the embryo sac. Then what will actually happen when the pollen tube enter? What is the possibility actually when the pollen tube enter through the synergids, right? So there is the possibility of damage of the synergid. I told you that with the help of synergid, wall of the embryo sac, or maybe the wall of the nucellus, the pollen tube can be enter. When the pollen tube enter into the female tract or embryo sac, there is various changes will be occur into the embryo sac. What will happen? Firstly, the synergid cell become degenerate. They destroyed up with the pollen tube. Or if the pollen tube enter through the chalaza, then it destroy the antipodal cell actually. When the pollen tube enter into the embryo sac, then what will happen? A synergid cell destroy, we understand it this. Then next what will happen? We know that the pollen tube consists two type of male gametic cell. These cells are called the vegetative and generative cell. Vegetative cell generally help to formation of pollen tube simply. What is the function of generative cell? Generative cell during the migration of pollen tube is divided into the mitotically and convert into two daughter cell. They divide mitotically, not meiotically. It means number of chromosome will be same into the two daughter cell. Firstly, if the pollen tube enters from the micropyle, then one male gamete fuse with this egg cell. This egg cell is generally haploid in nature, and the male gamete is also haploid in nature, right? The fusion of male and female gamete, this process is actually called the syngamy. Syngamy means the fusion. When the syngamy takes place, then the n plus n is the 2n cell is formed, is called the zygote. And this zygote further division, after the further division, is converted into the embryo. So we will discuss about the embryonic development also in the next lecture. This is occur when the pollen tube enters through the micropyle. If the pollen tube enter from the chalaza or the integument, then what will happen? One male gamete is also remaining. It is occur first when the male gamete entered through the micropyle, right? And the next male gamete, because we have two male gamete, then the next male gamete is fused with the polar cell, because polar cell have two nucleus but they are present like this, n plus n, plus the male gamete, one more male gamete is there, because we have two male gametes. This male gamete is n in number of chromosome, because n plus n plus n. So this process is called actually the triple fusion. This fusion is called the triple fusion, and this fusion actually makes a structure is called the endosperm. This is 3n in structure. It means number of chromosome is 3n. N means the total number of chromosome is multiplied by 3. So endosperm is 3n in nature. This endosperm provide the nourishment to the embryo till the embryo is developed, and root and shoot is arise from the radicle, and simply a radical and means root and shoot arise from the embryonic structure. Simply you can say that the plumule and radicle. Plumule actually responsible for the formation of stem, and radicle which is responsible for the formation of root. So until the formation of shoot and root from the plumule and the radicle respectively, the endosperm provide the nourishment to the further growing embryo. This is occur when the pollen tube enter through the micropyle, when the first formation of zygote and embryo, and then the endosperm. If the pollen tube enter through the chalaza and the integument, then the firstly endosperm is formed, then the zygote is formed, because when the pollen tube enter from here, the polar cell is present before the egg cell actually. So polar cell fused earlier as compared to the egg cell in case of plant. So actually in case of angiospermic plant, there are two male gamete which fuse two times in a same embryo sac. So that kind of fertilization is actually called the double fertilization, and there is very significant role in angiospermic plants for the double fertilization of the double fertilization. What is the significance actually? Because in double fertilization there is another structure is formed instead of embryo or the zygote, the endosperm. This endosperm actually provide the nourishment. We had discussed in previously that the endosperm actually provide nourishment to the growing embryo until the development of shoot and root, simply you can say that. So this is the various a very important feature of the angiospermic plant, which is not present any other type of plant which is present in the plant kingdom, simply. So this is about the fertilization of the plant kingdom. In our next lecture we will discuss about the development of endosperm and embryo, because development of endosperm and embryo is different in different species.